So we have to know where we are in order to know where we're going, and we have to evaluate ourselves. So I want you to rate yourself on your notebook paper, whatever you're taking notes on. If you have the printout, you can do it on there. But it's really important for us, especially with our emotions, to evaluate, because our emotions can really heighten things in our life that maybe are not actually true. Our emotions are not factual. They're not facts. That it's not truth. Um, it's what we feel is our response to what is happening. So we need to be able, in this situation, if we have a cut on our arm and we're bleeding, that is a fact. That's what's happening. The way we feel in the moment does not always reflect what is happening. So we really need to step back and look at the big picture and decide, where is it that we really truly are? Is this an emotion I feel every single day? Is this an emotion that I'm feeling because, I didn't have a good conversation with my husband, or the kids were really, bothering me? Or maybe for us women, it's that time of the month, and the reality of it is I don't know why I'm feeling this way. And then, a couple of days later, you're like, oh, well, that's why. So you have to step back and really evaluate, is this something that I have been feeling for weeks, even months? Or is this just a response to maybe where I'm at in this week or in this month, even in this hour of the day? Do I notice a pattern about the way that I feel when I feel this way? Or is it just something I can't get myself out of? So you really need to take a look at that. How often are you aware of being stressed in your daily life? Are you only stressed, on the mornings where everything's super chaotic and nobody can seem to get out of the house on time and it just ruins the rest of your day? Or do you feel like every single day you're crawling into bed stressed out? You have to decide that. 0, not at all. If that's the case, then please take over the class, because I need to learn lessons from you. If it's 10, that means this is a big problem. So how concerned are you about the quantity and the quality of your sleep? Maybe you feel like you sleep all night, but you wake up and you're just exhausted still. So you're getting the quantity of sleep that you need, but maybe not the quality. Maybe you're not getting into that deep restful state. And it could be directly because of the way that you're eating. It could be the lack of movement during the day. It could be stress that is bothering you, that is keeping your body from the hormone cycles in your body, or keeping you from coming into that deeper state of rest. How frequently do your emotions feel difficult to manage appropriately? We are allowed to have emotions. We are allowed to run the gamut of emotions. We can be very angry, and that is okay. We can be incredibly happy majority of the time. And even though everybody around you isn't happy majority of the time, it is okay for you to be happy. And that just be your way of life. You don't have to feel guilty about that. You don't have to apologize for that. Your emotions are your emotions, but I'm sure all of us have a desire as to areas of that we want to improve. And so, this is how we can do that, is by evaluating ourselves and figuring out exactly where we are. Okay, so rate yourself, and we will keep moving on here. I have to say, I feel like I've always been someone that is relatively good at dealing with emotions, but this past year, I have noticed myself being much more frustrated, easier. And the only thing that I can attribute it to is just the extra added weight that we are all carrying around because of the disturbance of our lives in such an extreme way. And so I have definitely been reaching for a lot of my calming oils a lot more, because it really is a little overwhelming to think about all the things that we're dealing with. Okay, so first of all, I want to help you guys understand how emotions and your sleep are connected. And I also want you to understand that emotions are not this fake thing that's just floating out there, okay? They are actual, true chemical responses within the body. And that is how we are able to address them, is because they are something that is physiological. All right. And we will dive deeper into that as we go along in the class. All right, so you can see there that little red spot on the screen in the brain there. This is the hypothalamus, all right? This is the tiny control tower in your brain. When you're stressed, it orders the brain send out the stress hormone. So this is what we know as fight or flight, okay? This is designed to protect you, you know, the whole fight or flight, either stay and fight it out and work through it, or you run and save yourself in that regard. When frequent or prolonged stress hormones are released, this brings devastating effects on physical and mental well-being, okay? So here are symptoms of chronic stress: irritability, anxiety and depression, headaches, insomnia, poor immune function. Have you ever thought that your immunity, you're constantly getting sick all the time, had anything to do with your stress levels? Increased blood pressure, of course. And it says 70% of problems sleeping are related to psychophysiological issues. So 15% of this is environmental and 15% is medical. As we have the increased levels of cortisol, this means the melatonin levels will not be able to rise as they should to promote restful sleep. I don't want to get ahead of myself here, but I don't want to forget to mention this either. Like, this is something where if you deal with adrenal fatigue, this is a great place to hop on that merry-go-round. It is such, when you have adrenal fatigue, everything is connected. And there's so much about adrenal fatigue that it just, one thing causes the next thing. It's like a constant cycle of dominoes. Okay. So it's really hard to figure out where you're supposed to jump on and try to fix your adrenal fatigue. Okay. This is where I decided was to try to work on getting better sleep. And part of adrenal fatigue is that your body spikes your cortisol levels because your body says, I need to stay awake longer. I need to keep working hard. So it gives you that spike of cortisol so that you can stay awake. But then what happens is that your body is constantly making this cortisol. And then when you go to sleep at night, your body's not going into a deep restful state because the melatonin is not being released because this cortisol is so high. So when there's no melatonin being released, then your body can't go into that deeper calming state to get sleep. So then you wake up in the morning exhausted, your body spikes the cortisol again to get you through the day. And then you continue, and because you're constantly fatigued, your body is constantly producing cortisol. And this is devastating to your body. Okay, so this is where I decided to start by using magnolia oil on my adrenals at night before I crawl into bed. And magnolia is actually, I can't even remember which chemical constituent it is, that it's really high in, even more so than lavender, to help your body to calm down. So I started applying that to my adrenals at night before I went to bed so that I could help bring my body into a calming level, like forcing my adrenals to calm down. In a sense, the oils, again, don't force your body. It just helps to bring about what's naturally supposed to be happening. And that would help my body to stop producing the cortisol so that I could sleep better and try to slow down that merry-go-round of chaos that was going on in my body. So this is the idea, like, your body breathes in a scent. So this is why we use essential oils so much for our emotions, by breathing them in, because when you breathe in that scent, it interacts with your hypothalamus. This is one of the only ways to access this part of your brain is through smell. And so when you breathe in these oils, it actually causes a chemical reaction within your body, releasing signals to tell your body to do whatever it is you're trying to get it to do. If you're feeling tired and you need a pick-me-up, so you breathe in some peppermint and wild orange, that can tell your body to, you know, bring your heart rate up a little bit, start getting moving and that type of thing. Maybe you're wanting to calm down, so you breathe in some kind of relaxing oil. It helps to bring your heart rate down because your body is sending out signals so that you have a physiological response to these oils so that your body will start changing the chemical domino effect that's happening in your body. Okay. So that's how you can positively affect your emotions in that regard. So interacting with the hypothalamus is your way of being able to start to be empowered to take control. Okay. So this is something you can take a screenshot of if you feel like this is something you want. If not, you can just make your own grid on your paper. And at the top is fatigue. And then over to the right is no passion. At the bottom is stressed. And to the left is no peace. Okay. So this was the original emotions grid, that Doterra Matrix is what they call it, the Doterra Matrix, that they came up with. And these were the 4 oils that Doterra started out with when it came to mood and emotion for blends. Okay. So you see we have serenity, citrus bliss, elevation, and balance. So what I want you to understand, and the key to this is when you're feeling different emotions, look at this matrix and try to figure out exactly where your emotions are lying. Okay. So if you're in the upper left-hand corner, this is a space where maybe you feel like you have no peace. You're just kind of anxious, but you're also very tired. Okay. So the calming, composingness of serenity can really help you to relax more, to get some rest, to sleep deeper. Maybe you're feeling, lethargic, fatigued, and you just don't have any passion. You don't have any get up and go, and you want to have more energy. That's where citrus bliss can really be helpful. It's invigorating, it's stimulating, it's motivating because of those citrus oils. But maybe you fall in the category of just straight out no passion. Well, that's a place where you could use the citrus bliss and the elevation together if you want to. Try using them both, or using them both at different times of the day. But maybe that no passion is kind of mixed in with stress. This is where the elevation can really help people. This is more of the area. Elevation is well known for helping people that are dealing with depression. It can really help that chemical response to be inspiring and encouraging and cheering you up throughout the day. If you land on that lower left side between no peace and being stressed, balance, of course, is grounding, reassuring, and consoling to our emotions. And we all know that the balance and serenity mixed together is our liquid Xanax. So, of course, that's a great place when you're feeling that high anxiety, constantly going all day long. You can use the 2 of those together to really encourage your body to be able to function and bring down those heightened emotions. Okay. But if you're wondering, if you have one of these oils sitting around the house and you don't feel like you really fit into that category, or any of these categories necessarily in this moment of your week or your month or your life in general, think about this way as well. On the opposite end, to encourage certain responses in your body. Serenity can help calm you to sleep better when you're sleeping, going to bed at night. You can diffuse it or put a little on your wrist. Maybe in the morning you want that pick me up. You could use the citrus bliss. Many women love elevation as a perfume, and they just wear it all day because it makes them feel confident. It makes them feel like it says encouraged and just in a good mood. Balance. I know many people, men and women alike, that use balance every single morning before they head out the door. They put it on the back of their neck, or they rub it on the front of their neck or on their wrist, and they breathe it in deeply. And this is just a great way to start your cells on the right path to responding to any kind of stressors that come your way, whether chosen or unchosen. When we exercise, that is a chosen stress to our body. That's a good stress, but it's still stress. Our bodies need to know how to respond to that. And if we use the oils to encourage our proper response from our cells, then we can utilize what's being thrown our way to maximize the situation for our benefit. Okay. So again, imagine breathing these oils in at the correct time. Also, you can use them in your diffuser. If it's easier to put them in a diffuser or you want to affect a whole room, then utilize it in that regard. And then you don't have to use as many drops of oil either. And be creative as well, using these, you know, as a linen spray, or using it, you know, in your car if you need a pick-me-up, if you have a long commute, anything like that, whatever it may be. Or I know some women like to take the citrus bliss because it's very, it's just a crowd pleaser in general. They'll put a drop in their hand and they'll rub it in their hair, and that just allows their hair to smell good all day long. It's not overbearing and powerful. It's just a nice citrus vanilla scent that makes them, you know, feel good, makes them smell good, and it blesses other people that they're around too, because most people love that smell. Okay, so moving on to the next line that another line that doTERRA has come up with is adaptive. And this is something that has really changed the face of doTERRA in many aspects when it comes to testimonies, that people have had major improvements in their stress and their anxiety, but also in situations where people have diagnoses that they have problems with their mind settling down. They have, you know, just constant racing thoughts, or where they can't just seem to get a hold of things. So, well, I'll just keep going. We'll get more into that. So we love this because the way it was designed was to help our bodies think along the balance, using the balance oil to help our bodies respond to stress in a positive manner. And the stress is truly what causes a domino effect into many other issues that we have. How many of you have ever been stressed out and had a stomach ache and you knew it was because of the stress? That is that your physiological response to the stress. So just know that like I told you, that emotions are not just something that fly around out in space and that you can control all the time on your own. You need to know that it really is okay that you need to use something to help your emotions, because you being sick to your stomach because of the stress is legit. That's for real. That's something that you can quantify. And having a headache because of stress is a real, true issue. People breaking out because of ongoing stress, or having high blood pressure because of stress. Those are real, true, factual things that can be measured and seen in data. So don't dismiss your emotions, and don't take them lightly. If you feel like they're starting to go out of control, make sure that you're addressing them with simple things that are natural, like the adaptive line or the other essential oils, because when we are using natural options, when we're using doTERRA's oils, we don't have to wait for things to spiral out of control before we realize that it's something we want to address. If you wake up in the morning and you're just not in a good mood and you don't know why, you have tools at your fingertips now to be able to change the trajectory of your day. All right. Pull out one of your favorite oils, find out which emotion oils really resonate with you, and use that to make your day more fantastic. You don't have to sit and waller in your, frustration, and you don't even know why you're frustrated. There's no reason for you to have to stay there. You have tools at your fingertips now that are not harmful to you. They're not addictive, and it really can keep you to maintain that health and wellness. That's the goal, is for us to maintain our health, not to wait until we are sick and need to go find help. Let's address this as it's coming about, as it's, starting to creep into our life. Okay. So when I was talking about those emotions that are kind of causing our minds to spiral, think things like if you struggle with like OCD or PTSD, even some ADHD people or ADD that have a hard time getting their bodies or their minds to focus because they're too stressed out about like their day being out of whack. I know many like ADHD kids have a really hard time focusing and functioning because they can't handle having their day be different, their day be changed. They can't handle the unknown, or they can't change their focus if something happens out of the ordinary. Well, that's where this adaptive line really becomes powerful, because it helps their bodies and their brains to deal with these changes more effectively. So I want that to be an encouragement to you guys. But the reason I'm showing you the whole kit is because you can buy it as a kit, or you can buy them individually. You see there is a roller bottle, there is the adaptive calming capsules, and then the adaptive oil just straight, and we'll go through them individually. So the adaptive supplements, this is not adaptive essential oil blend in a capsule form, okay? It's very different. This is herbs and botanicals combined in a supplement. So don't take the adaptive oil internally. That's not what it's meant for. It's made to be inhaled, to breathe in, okay? The adaptive calming blend, this works to promote positive feelings. It's really going to boost your mood. It's going to help you feel a lot more confident where you're at in your state of mind. In general, it just helps you to relax. It helps your mental well-being to feel healthy. It's going to support your cognitive function and your emotional balance. Okay, so this capsule actually has what's called GABA in it. All right. This works in our gut to help support our brain. Now, we have talked extensively in the past. If you haven't seen all of the continuing ed yet, you'll get to this when you come back around to the next session. But we've talked a lot about how our gut directly affects our brain. Our gut is considered our second brain, because this is where a lot of hormone release, it happens in our gut. And if our gut is not healthy, then our emotions are not healthy. This is one of the first places that you need to address in your health walk. If your emotions don't feel healthy to you, then you need to focus on your gut first. And I know that's weird. I know it's bizarre. When I first learned it, I was like, these people have lost their minds. It is so true, because your body can't send signals and receive signals in the gut where so much is happening if it's not healthy. So you need to make sure that you have a high quantity of good bacteria, low quantity of bad bacteria. And I know you can't exactly measure that on your own, but what you need to do is make sure that you're focusing on eating healthier foods and getting good quality probiotics down into your gut. And doTERRAs are the absolute best. So I highly recommend that. And then working with your lifelong vitality supplements as well, using your TerraZyme. These are all very poignant, important products that directly affect your emotions. So what we are talking about tonight is after you're taking lifelong vitality, after you're taking TerraZyme, and after you're taking probiotics, the PB Assist, this is the extra steps you can take to really make your emotions come into alignment with what your desires are for life. Okay, so if you feel like, oh, I tried the adaptive, oh, I tried every oil in the mood matrix, I've done them all, and I'm still not getting anywhere. Are you taking the supplements that your body needs to support every cell in your body and to support a healthy gut? If you are not, that is where you're having the disconnect. I promise you, you guys, what's amazing about focusing on gut health and focusing on nutrition is it changes everything in your body. Everything in your body will change. The way you sleep, the way that you have and create energy in your body, the way your emotions are, the way your skin feels, the way you go to the bathroom, the way that you just are able to work out, the way you're able to recover after you do some strenuous type of exercise, the way you're able to concentrate and think, the way your hair grows, the way your nails grow, the way your skin rejuvenates, everything will be positively impacted if you start with nutrition and gut health first, and then move on to everything else that we talk about. Okay. So please, I encourage you to start there. But This supplement in and of itself, okay, off my soapbox and back onto our class, is using this GABA. What it does is it's a component that interacts with our brain and helps our hormone release and how to read the cells to read the interpretation of the hormones that are being released. Okay, so this is how we can impact our bodies by using this product. All natural. You don't ever have to worry about negative side effects when using your doTERRA oils, because the reality is you should always start small, for the simple fact of nobody likes to waste their money. So don't buy anything from doTERRA and then start using like tons of it, okay? Start out small, keep increasing until you feel like your body's at the place you want it to be. That way you're not wasting your money. And that way you're not going to shock your system into feeling something or overwhelming it that day or something. So definitely utilize these, but you can use them in the morning. You can take 1 or 2 in the morning if you feel like your stress causes you to not be able to focus during the day. If your stress keeps you from being able to sleep at night, then take your adaptive capsules at night, about a half an hour before you go to bed. 1 or 2. Start out with 1, see how you respond. If you are in a super high stress point in your life, maybe you need to take 1 in the morning and 1 at night. Maybe your stress levels are affecting you in all areas. That's okay. Start by giving your body some relief and helping it to take back control of your life, okay? So the oil, the adaptive oil, the 15 ml that you see there on the left, that is straight, pure essential oil. That you can buy that to put into your diffuser, okay? That's the way they designed it. That's what it's used for, to just help the environment around you. So you're constantly breathing it. Again, if you have problems sleeping deeply at night, maybe because of your stress, maybe putting the adaptive in your diffuser at night before you go to bed. The adaptive roller is that adaptive oil, the adaptive oil you see on the left, that diluted into a touch roller. So that way you can carry it around your purse, in your pocket, you know, leave it on your desk at work, whatever it may be. That way you can apply it to your wrist, apply it to your neck, and you can breathe it in all throughout the day, different times of the day. So this is the same oil, just one is diluted so that it can be applied directly to the skin. The other one is for diffusing, okay? But it does pair beautifully with the supplements. And here's a screenshot that you may want to take, because this is some diffuser blends that involve the different oils that we have talked about. So if you want to try some different ones, figure out which one really resonates with you. And but of course you can tell by the oils that are in them. Some of them are meant more for relaxing at night. Other ones are more for uplifting and getting you going in the morning. Okay. This is one way that you can really have a powerful effect on your emotions all day, every day. If you have a diffuser, if you don't have a diffuser, get one. You're going to get one at the end of this course. You're going to at least have another one if you don't already have one, but you'll at least have one by the time you finish all 8 of these classes, okay? Try to get diffusers in your home, in the places where you spend time, or like when you're sleeping at night, or throughout the day, or if you spend a lot of time in your car, there's car diffusers as well. Or you can even just find some kind of cute cloth or cotton type something that you can hang from your rearview mirror, or put in a cup holder that you can add some oils to so that the car smells nice. You are going to have success with your emotions if you can have a constant feed to your body of a small amount of these molecules every day, all the time. It's a way to support your system. Your body, we are exposed to so much, and there's so much pressure and so much weight on us every single day that we really need to be proactive on the way that we address our emotions. we have to be telling ourselves truth and positivity every single day. We can't listen to lies. We can't embrace them. We can't accept them. So the things that we're telling our brain matters hugely in our everyday success. But if we can use our sense of smell, the only way to directly affect that hypothalamus and get that moving and causing that cascade of positive emotions in our body, then we're going to be one step ahead when our body is trying to retreat. Maybe we ate poorly for a day. Maybe we ate poorly for a week, or maybe we've been eating poorly for a very long time. Maybe our gut is way out of whack. This is a way that we can take back control of the cascade that's happening, of the domino effect that's happening within our body. And then we can start taking more positive steps. If we wake up in the morning, we don't feel well, and we're just grumpy, and we change our mood slightly by using an essential oil, then all of a sudden we have a little bit of energy to maybe go take that walk, or maybe to do a little bit of exercise, or maybe to call that friend. Because I know if I'm not in a good mood, I don't want to talk to people. But if I talk to people, I realize I come out of my mood a lot better because I'm an extrovert. And if I spend time with people, that really helps me to take my mind off of my situation or off of the things I'm dwelling on, and changes me. So I'm not saying that essential oils are going to solve all of your emotional problems. What I'm telling you is that it can be that butterfly effect. It can be that flap of the wings that causes the hurricane, okay? That causes there to be a roller coaster of positive responses, allowing you to become more of the effective person that you were designed to be, so that you can be present and ready and able to do what you were meant to do for that day. Okay. So get your diffusers going. If you don't, like I said, if you don't have a diffuser, come up with creative ways to diffuse. Like I said, put oils in your hair, get some diffuser earrings so you can put drops on the earrings and you'll smell it throughout the day. Maybe you get a diffuser necklace. Maybe you get a cute little, those little puff balls or whatever from Joann's, and you can glue it onto a clothespin and you can clip it onto things and you put drops on there. Maybe it even comes down to, if you're sitting at your desk, you just pop the lid off of your oil and set it right there next to your keyboard, and you're going to get wafts of that smell as you're working, and it's going to help you. All right. So make sure that you are diffusing as much as possible. I promise you, I know it sounds like it might be annoying and frustrating to do it all the time, but it is going to make such a change in your day-to-day habits and the way that you do things. I always try to share this as often as I can. I use a big water bottle and I hide them somewhere close to my diffusers. And that way, if it's behind a little side table or furniture or something, wherever my diffuser is, and then I leave the oils that I like to use most often right there next to the diffuser. It looks pretty. The bottles are gorgeous, so it looks really nice. And then you pull that water bottle out, pop the lid off, fill up your diffuser, put your oils in, and go on with your day. That way you're not carrying the diffuser all the way to the kitchen or all the way to the bathroom, having to unplug it and replug it and all that stuff. It gets annoying. I understand that. Save your water bottles, fill them up, set them right there somewhere close to your diffuser so you don't have excuses anymore. Okay? Using your oils helps you to make less excuses too, because it puts you in a better mood. So I promise, I've went through this 8.5 years. I've made up every excuse not to use my oils, but then I always find out I feel better when I use them. So I'm just, sometimes, as much as I love my oils, and you guys know I'm passionate about my oils, I couldn't talk like this if I wasn't. There's times where I will claw into the dirt and no, I'm not going and getting my oils. And then I go and get them because I know I always feel better. If you sit and just hold a bottle of oil under your nose and just tell yourself, I'm going to sit here for 2 to 5 minutes and I'm just going to keep breathing this oil in. I don't care what else happens around me. I'm just going to do this. It doesn't even take 2 to 5 minutes. But if you promise yourself that you're going to sit there and wait until that oil gets deep within your lungs, every single time, I guarantee it, you will have a moment. You will have a response to that oil that is positive, and you will be glad that you did it. It's amazing what happens to your body. You can feel it. If you allow yourself to sit there and feel it, you will feel amazing things happening. And I'm telling you, I know this is true because there are oils that I will do this with that I don't even like the smell of them, but I will sit there and smell them until my body responds. And I'm so grateful because I can feel my airways opening. I can feel my brain changing, and I love it. So become obsessed with your oils, okay? It really is a powerful way to change your mental health in what you do on a daily basis, okay? All right, so here is the other line that doTERRA has come up with, and it is their emotional aromatherapy line. It was designed to, it comes in 5 mLs that you see there, those small bottles, so you can buy them individually or you can buy them as a kit. And they are, it was a way to expand on that mood matrix, to give us more tools to really try to hone in on what kind of oils we needed for specific emotions that we were feeling, okay? Because the oils are so complex, they're so vast, it's crazy how they really can encourage our bodies, but everybody's body is different and responds to the oils differently. So this just allows us to have more tools in our toolbox. Do I use all of these? No, I don't. Do I love them all? I do. There's some of them, no, I don't favor the smell of them, but I can see the benefit that they have. And I love to hear other people talk about how much they love that oil, and it just does something magical to them when they smell it. And I'm like, really? I don't even like smelling that oil, really. But they love it. And I love to see how our bodies are so different, how God made us so innate and just amazing in such a creative way that we respond so differently to so many different factors. And it's really is empowering to know that you have those things there. So like I said, you can buy them individually. We have the Motivate, which is the encouraging blend. That's the orange. The Cheer is the yellow one. This is the uplifting blend. The Passion is the inspiring blend. Motivate, okay, so I'll try and help you guys understand a little bit how they are. Motivate is kind of like citrus and peppermint kind of blend with other oils as well. Cheer is spicy and citrusy. So it's got like the clove cinnamon, but then there's this vibrant citrus in there. Passion is more florally. Peace is much more earthy. That is the reassuring blend. So this is one that a lot of people will use at night to help them rest, or if they just have a busy mind. The Forgive is the renewing blend. This one is a little more earthy as well, but it has like a beautiful clear type scent to it as well. And then the Console is the comforting blend. So I say Forgive is the renewing blend. And then yes, Console is the comforting blend. And this is more of like serenity, lavender type scent to it. So what's really cool is that when doTERRA came up with these blends, they also came up with this wheel of emotion. So that way you can look and see, what emotion am I feeling that I'm not enjoying, that I want to get rid of? And that way you can find it on this wheel, and then you can find out what oils correspond to that emotion to help draw you out of that. Okay, so not only does this work for the emotion oils, but you can also utilize this wheel to utilize other oils that you already have in your toolbox, maybe that you're not using at the moment because you didn't know what to use it for. So you can see maybe you're feeling very discouraged. That's close to the top there. So you could use the Motivate and even the Cheer. It's kind of, it's in that section there between Cheer and Motivate on the top. But maybe you have grapefruit at home and you don't have any of these emotion oils yet. So you look at it and you're like, well, I have grapefruit. That's a citrus oil. So you pull that out and you breathe that one in, and that can help you with your emotion of feeling discouraged. Maybe you're grieving. Maybe you have a major loss in your life and you're struggling with that. Well, the console was designed to help our bodies with the chemical reactions that happen when we are grieving. But maybe you don't have that oil. So maybe try using some of your florals mixed with some tree oils that you have. Think tree oils like cedarwood, arbor vitae, sandalwood, myrrh, frankincense. Those are all tree type oils. And then you have the floral. Maybe you have a lavender on hand, or maybe you have some jasmine or rose, and you can mix that together, and it can help you with those grieving emotions that you're dealing with. So doTERRA not only has them in a kit that you can use to diffuse, but you can also get them in touch rollers. So they're diluted into the touch rollers. You can buy those individually as well. And that way you can roll them right on your wrist, right on your neck, and use them daily wherever you go, however you need them. Okay. So now we're going to move into sleep. I'm going to give you some tips about healthy sleeping first, because we know that essential oils are not the absolute answer to everything. You have to be practical with some of the other things that you're doing as well, and learning how to help your body with some of the things that you're doing. Okay. So I normally don't have issues with sleep, but I have noticed, like I said, when I realized I was dealing with adrenal fatigue, my quality of sleep was not well. So it can be all aspects. Maybe you have a hard time falling asleep, and then once you fall asleep, you sleep really well. Maybe you fall asleep super fast, but then you wake up in the middle of the night and you can't go back to sleep. Maybe like I have the issue of when I sleep, I just don't think I'm getting a deep enough sleep. So I wake up feeling exhausted. Okay. Okay. So definitely try to make sure that you are doing some things along the line of going to bed around the same time every night. Your circadian rhythm is a very much a true thing that your body responds to. Okay. So if you go to bed at 8 o'clock one night because you're exhausted, and then the next night you stay up until 11 o'clock because you wanted to watch a movie, and then the next night you go to bed at 9, and then the next night you go, whatever, you're just changing it all the time, or you're getting up at different times all throughout the morning, every single day. Or if you work during the week and you have to get up at 5:30 during the week, and then you sleep until 10 on Saturday, like that's not really healthy for your body to catch up. You need to try to find a consistent pattern that works for you. So it's going to be much more beneficial to your body to find a consistent pattern than trying to catch up on the weekend. That doesn't really work. They have medical documentation, scientific proof that you can't catch up sleep. Okay. So it's not going to benefit you. Making sure that eating healthy, this causes a lot of distress on your gut, like we talked about, and processed food, tons of sugar. If you're eating late in the evenings, then your body is going to have a hard time winding down. And especially when you eat late, your digestive system is trying to digest all of that food, and it doesn't allow your body to go into rest mode. So if you're trying to find reasons to not have those late night snacks, or have that after dinner snack before you go to bed, this can be a reason that could motivate you, is knowing that your sleep is going to be hindered if you are eating before you go to bed, because your body, when you sleep, it's trying to repair any damage that was done. It's trying to rejuvenate and bring back on, good quality aspects of your entire body. And it's trying to repair and get better and be ready so that you're fully ready to go the next morning. When you get out of bed, you can hit the ground running. But if your body is trying to digest, it focuses on the digesting and not the repairing and rejuvenating. So try to not eat before you go to bed. Try to have your dinner, let your body digest for a couple of hours, and then go to bed. Try to get your body moving throughout the day. I can't tell you how much better I sleep when I actually do some kind of exercise, even if it's not intentional or not super directed kind of energy. It's just if we're, picking up things, around the yard, or we decide to, take a quick walk back in the woods to go check on something, whatever it is. If we move our bodies a little bit, it really helps our blood circulation. It helps our bodies to break up and move out things that may be built up. And this allows our body to rest better at night. Okay. Also wanting to limit your screen time before you go to bed. Again, this has to do with your circadian rhythm. It has to do with the excitement in our brains. We need to help our bodies to turn that off, because it will really, even if you think that, oh, well, watching the TV or looking at my screen, my phone before I go to bed, that helps to calm me and relax me. Maybe physically, but mentally, your mind is going to keep going. So you need to find different ways. Try to start new habits of shutting down and allowing your body to calm and get into that restful state. Just a half an hour. That literally 20 minutes to a half an hour without screen time before you go to bed is going to make a huge difference in the way that your body is able to switch into your night mode, into your sleeping mode. Okay. That blue light effect is really a powerful thing, and it from your screens, and it really does affect your schedule, your eating habits, all of those things. So in general, try to limit your screen time throughout the day. Even so, maybe not at night, but during the whole day, it really does make an effect on the way you eat and the way that you process. Okay. So this supplement here is the Serenity capsules. This really helps our bodies to, like we talked about, bring you down to that more restful state. This is a blend of botanicals. Again, just like that adaptive capsule that I showed you earlier, this is not Serenity oil in a capsule. So don't do that. Serenity oil is not designed to be taken internally. This is your Serenity capsule that you can take internally. All right. It's herbs and botanicals for you to utilize that way. And again, take them like a half an hour before you go to bed. Start out with one. If you feel like you need to take more than one after you've done it for a few nights or a week, then go ahead and up it to 2 and see how your body responds to that. But you want to use it along with the Serenity oil if possible, or maybe you have found that the adaptive oil works better for you. So you can pair it up with different things that you find work well for you. So here's some things that it does. Helps relieve occasional sleeplessness, promotes relaxation and sleep, helps you achieve refreshing sleep, helps you ease of falling asleep, getting that deep restful sleep, calms the nervous system, and reduces stress. This was actually clinically tried, and they said that it was amazing to see the difference in people that, because they had ones with the placebo, then they had others that actually had it, and it was amazing. Even people that didn't think they had issues with sleep felt like they really did get a much better sleep when they utilized this supplement. So here is a couple of ideas for a nightly regimen. Okay, so you could try out using the Serenity soft gels that we just discussed, so that you can calm your nervous system, promote that healthy relaxation and sleep. Copaiba soft gels are actually Copaiba oil is really great at helping the nervous system and helps bring your body back into homeostasis, back into that balancing ground while you're resting. So using these two together, many people have found really help them to come into a better sleep situation. But again, start slow. Guys, I don't want you to buy Serenity soft gels and buy Copaiba soft gels and buy adaptive soft gels and then start taking all of these capsules and maybe you're sleeping better, but you're spending a lot of money. And what if all you needed was the Serenity capsule? Try them one at a time and see which ones you're getting a positive response from, and then build from there. Okay. And what's amazing is what works for you may not work for your husband. What works for your husband may not work for you. Like you can interchange and try them out. And the cool thing is that you can use them at different times during the day to try to get some great results. An alternative nightly regimen is the adaptive soft gels. Like I said, if your stress keeps you from sleeping, some people just have insomnia, and that's where Serenity comes in and does a great job of helping you to rest and stay asleep. But again, the adaptive, think that more of a stress issue. You can use the adaptive along with the copaiba if you want to add that on and see if that really helps with that layer. Copaiba, I know, has helped multiple people that I know with anxiety. But the yarrow palm capsules are actually another, we talked about that with skincare, but that's actually another one that works really well to help that cellular health, just promote that and support the brain and the skin. So this could be maybe a component of the yarrow palm is the support your body needs in order to help get you into that deeper sleep. This is another one I thought you guys might want to do a screenshot of, is the hibernation roller. This is something that has blessed a lot of people. And so it's a really neat one if you have somebody, especially a kid, that has a hard time going to sleep, staying asleep, or has like night terrors and that type of thing. If you put 20 drops of each of these 4 oils into a roller bottle, the 10 ml, the big 10 ml, and then fill it up with fractionated coconut oil. And then you can apply it to the feet, the big toe, the heart, the palms of the hand, and the pillow. Okay. And inhale it deeply before you go to sleep. It can really help because frankincense is good for everything. So of course it's going to be good for sleep because it settles the mind, helps ease hyperactivity. Vetiver is actually a natural tranquilizer and it stops the mind chatter. Some people only need vetiver and that works great for them. Bergamot calms agitation and stress. It's a natural sedative. Roman chamomile is very calming, soothes and clears the mind. Okay. And then here's a sample wellness box. So you could get that adaptive collection. Of course, when you get the collection, you're saving yourself a few bucks by getting it that way instead of buying them individually. Wild orange for your emotions, you know, it can be very uplifting to some during the day, but it can be very calming to others at night. The copaiba soft gels, again, can be used during the day to help with anxiety. It can help you to rest at night. The balance oil is good any time of day to help your body feel grounded and calm. But this allows you, this is over 125 points. So if you place your order on the Loyalty Rewards program, that's our wellness box program. If you place your order on or before the 15th through this program, then Doterra will send you a free oil